My name is Karl Wilson. If I had to explain the value of a funeral to a family who did not want any type of service, I would first try to determine if the family's decision not to have any type of service was based on anger toward the decedent, or if the family dislikes formal and religious ceremonies and assumed that all celebrations had to take that form. I would explore whether there exists some family trauma around a previous funeral or memorial. I would use non-emotionally charged language, words like gathering, get together, or opportunity to remember, instead of words like funeral, service, wake, or repast. Rather than push what might appear to be traditional types of celebration, I would engage the family in a conversation about what they will remember about the decedent and encourage them to create an opportunity for individuals who knew and loved the decedent to gather and remember him or her. In any case, I would emphasize that family and friends need an intentional opportunity to both grieve the loss of the decedent and to celebrate the value of the decedent's life. This intentional gathering, in whatever form it takes, becomes a visible affirmation that the decedent's life was not in vain and that he or she will be remembered. I want to attend the NFDA International Convention and Expo because funeral service in America has reached a critical juncture in history. The landscape of our profession is changing, which requires us to respond. How should we respond? How do we as funeral service professionals preserve the core of our tradition while remaining relevant in an ever-changing society? I believe this convention and expo is poised to address these and other important issues. I desire to be an integral part of this conversation, and I believe all who attend the convention and expo desire to be part of this conversation as well. I want to see what innovations are available to help embalmers and funeral directors grow in their ability to strengthen and support families and raise the level of trust and competence in our profession. I look forward to establishing new relationships and considering new solutions to some of our age-old challenges. Over the next 10 years, I envision the professional landscape of funeral service changing to include the offering of real support for grieving families, beyond recorded grief messages and pamphlets, to funeral directors actually helping families acknowledge and understand their grief, beginning in the Funeral Arrangement Conference. I envision funeral homes opening their doors to allow grief support groups to meet, affirming to our communities that we are committed to caring for the remains, but we're also committed to caring for those who remain. I envision funeral service becoming less scary and more user-friendly to the public. Being the cog in the wheel of the death care industry, funeral service should be a more viable resource to its community, helping individuals prepare for death financially, legally, and spiritually. A funeral home should be a place where individuals can learn how to talk about and plan for death. For these reasons, I became a funeral director.